So, hello. Yesterday, we went through the conscious and the subconscious elements of tapping and why those elements are important to us and how tapping can help. In this particular video, I'm going to basically show you the tapping sequence, but also just explain to you the actual mechanics of tapping. So maybe you've actually heard of acupuncture or even acupressure. Acupressure is used in things like Thai yoga massage. It's used by a lot of the Asian body work. Basically, they use like pressing on particular points to release energy, and that's something that I studied and love dearly because of how it can release within the body. And it's one of the reasons why I ended up going into EFT as well, because I could understand how powerful this could be if it was basically using the emotions and using the feelings as the release points. Because when we're doing things, say like in Thai yoga massage, which is what I studied, we used a lot of the acupressure. So we're basically pressing against particular energy lines, but the release, even though the feeling emotional aspect of the release was secondary and the physical aspect was primary. So it was the other way around. Whereas with EFT, the feeling, the emotional element is primary, and then anything that happens after that is secondary. And ultimately what we're doing is we're tapping into the subconscious mind, so we're all winning here. So basically with EFT, the idea is that you actually press, you tap particular points, but those points are ends of particular energy lines. And as a result, by tapping on a particular point, you're literally sending a message throughout that whole line, especially when you're tapping at the end of a particular point. So in this way, it's a bit like you're using, just a few points within the tapping, but ultimately you're actually affecting your entire body by what you're doing. And as a result, when you start then to repeat the subconscious messages, or the conscious things that you're repeating, that's actually tapping into the subconscious, literally you're tapping it into that on a physical level, from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. It's like literally every single cell of your body is getting that messaging and actually releasing as a result of the emotional and feeling impact that you're having with the tapping. So that's where the tapping bit comes in. And I'm just going to take you through the points that we tap on. So the first point is a karate chop point, and this point you actually tap on as a way to alert the body that you're actually going into a tapping sequence. And you also tap on this to set something up. So for example, I can set a statement up that will then follow through on the rest of the tapping. So we'll go through that in the next video. But the first tapping point is a karate chop point. The next point is at the top of your head. The third point is basically at the start of your eyebrows. So you tap there. You could use like 2 fingers and tap there. I'm just going to take my glasses off. So the fourth point is at the end of the eyebrows. The fifth point is below the eyes. The sixth point, and below the eye, but basically at the top of the cheekbone. So it's kind of like if you were staring forward, it would be in alignment with your, with your eyeball, basically, with the ball of your eye. And it's basically staring. It's kind of just at the top of the cheekbone there. The next point is at the top, just below the nose, the top lip. Next point is the bottom lip, just in that crease here where your chin is. That's the next tapping point. Then we move to the collarbone. So basically we tap along the collarbone here. And then the final point is a bra strap. So where your bra strap meets underneath your arm, sort of, yeah, just basically underneath your arm, the bra strap. If you just use the 4 fingers here and you tap along that area. So those are the points. And literally the reason behind that is that they're at the end of particular energy points, energy meridians. So with each of those tapping points, you're literally then affecting the entire body with the tapping. So that's an introduction to the tapping points. The next video that I'll do tomorrow will then take us through a particular statement that then starts to release energy around those points. And obviously in this particular these sessions that we're having here as a group, it is what you call borrowed benefits. So the statements are very general, but they're also very pointed and very poignant. They're elements that we all face in terms of maybe self-esteem issues, or contractions around money, or contractions around visibility, or not thinking that we're good enough, or not thinking that we have value. All of those things are quite general in terms of what we'll be doing, but ultimately they are what I would call human business problems. They're kind of like the elements that we all actually have in common and we can identify with. And so the releasing of this, even though it's in a group, will be very much for you personally as well. So I'll see you tomorrow, and I look forward to what we're going to be releasing tomorrow. Lots of love.